Good afternoon and welcome to the news at 4. My name is Omotayo Alo. Former Vice President and Chieftain of All Progressives Congress, Atiku Abubakar, is warned of the danger in any individual or group in the ruling party constituting themselves into an opposition before the composition and takeoff of the Buhari government. He also exonerated himself from the purported hijack of the party and the National Assembly ahead of 2019. The former vice president said this while speaking for the first time on issues surrounding the emergence of Bukola Saraki and Yakub Dogara as Senate President and Speaker of the House of Representatives. In a press statement released by his media office in Abuja on Sunday, Atiku describes ongoing development in the party as the interplay of forces and interests. He, however, noted that such political interests should not be promoted to the point of being a threat to democracy and the new administration. The former vice president argued that because of the historic nature of the mandate of President Buhari and the task ahead, it is important for party members to rally behind him in the quest to enthrone good governance that will spur security and stability as well as economic and social development. He also urged APC members to emulate the unity of all the presidential contestants after the party's Lagos primaries and supports the president to form his government and get to work. Atiku noted that the recent outcome of the National Assembly election are products of interplay of politics, which, according to him, is itself in constant motion. The APC chieftain also denounced what he described as the increasing determination of some people to draw a wedge between President Buhari and himself. The current crisis rocking the All Progressives Congress worsened on Saturday when senators loyal to Senate President Bukola Saraki vowed to resist alleged moves by the APC national leader Bola Tinubu and other party chieftains to impose Senator Ahmed Lawan and George Akume as the Senate leader and deputy, respectively. Ahmed Sani Yarima and Danjuma Goje, who spoke with journalists in Abuja, specifically declared that the plans by the leadership of the APC to fill the remaining 4 principal office positions with ranking members of the Senate unit firm was totally unacceptable. The remaining leadership positions yet to be filled in the Senate include Senate Leader, Deputy Senate Leader, Senate Chief Whip, and Deputy Chief Whip. The APC leadership had allegedly been perfecting an arrangement which would see Lawan emerging as a Senate leader and Senator George Akume as his deputy. The pro-Lawan group, which has the backing of Tinubu, was also said to have picked Professor Olushola Adeyeye of Osun as the Senate Chief Whip, while Abu Ibrahim from Katsina State would be his deputy. But Sani Yarima, a former Senate Deputy Minority Leader, and Goje, a former Governor of Gombe State, insisted that the pro-Saraki like-minded senators would resist imposition of principal offices on the chamber. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakub Dogara, says he was not aware of the jumbo salaries being earned by legislators. Dogara said this when he spoke with newsmen shortly after paying a courtesy visit to Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State. Dogara told newsmen that the idea of legislators receiving jumbo pay confuses him.
As workers' backlog of salaries continue owing to inability of most states to pay as a result of bankruptcy, the issue of jumbo pay of the National Assembly members have come to the front burner again due to the recent announcement that the lawmakers have received 9 billion naira just for their wardrobe allowance. This has led to a national outcry that the salaries and allowances of Nigerian legislators be revisited to allow a sensible spread of the nation's commonwealth. Meanwhile, speaking with newsmen in Jos Plateau State capital, the Speaker House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, denied there was anything like jumbo pay for any Nigerian lawmaker.
Sometimes I'm confused. The issue of salaries is quite clear. We don't fix our salaries. It's the Revenue Mobilization Fiscal Allocation Committee that does that. Any Nigerian that wants information on that can take the benefit of the Freedom of Information Act to request for this information from the agency. I do know that our salary is not something that is in the region of 1 million per month.
The Speaker, speaking further, says the House of Representatives was ready to put the matter on the front burner as soon as it begins session. According to him, the lower chamber will conduct a legislative need assessment. The assessment, according to him, will be conducted by competent civil society organizations in conjunction with development partners, pointing out that Nigerians would then know the true status of things in the National Assembly.
This is a matter under our watch that we intend to bring to the front burners of national discourse. We have started it. And as soon as we take roots in the House of Representatives, we are conducting a legislative needs assessment.
When asked how he hopes to maintain leadership stability in the House as witnessed during the 7th Assembly, the Gara promised to be fair in the distribution of the various committee leadership in the lower chamber. He says the House has in the past operated as one family and his administration is willing to keep the tradition.
With the new government at the center, Nigerians are anxiously expecting something new from what is obtained in the past regimes in terms of good governance. And as the 9 billion naira wardrobe allowance for the National Assembly lawmakers continue to generate reactions, civil activists make diverse opinions and their expectations in of the 8th Assembly. Rashid reports from Oshogbo, the Osun State capital.
The nation is no doubt going through its challenges. And with the news of the 9 billion naira allowance of the National Assembly members, diverse opinion has continued to trail the jumbo pay. The move, according to some, was totally condemned and described as business as usual at this critical moment that Nigerians are of high hopes that the nation's economic crunch will soon be a thing of the past.
Workers in the state that are now refugees. I think we don't have Boko Haram in Osun State. But what is happening in Osun State is even more worse than Boko Haram now. Because when families cannot feed when people cannot feed their families, they are in serious problem. So what is important is that the issue of giving us food is not even the solution. Because if they brought the rice now for the month of June, for the month of July, will the rice again be brought to the people for distribution? If let them come for the month of June, for July, will we be continuous? So the question is just a carryover effect. That the problem of Ghana is a carryover effect. If the problem is solved today, will it be solved tomorrow? So the issue of bringing rice is not the solution. It's not the solution to the problem that is on ground. What is important is the governors should look in other spheres to make sure that workers in the state are being paid their salary.
Reacting to a statement credited to President Muhammadu Buhari that his old age will limit his performance, Wahid Lawal said the president is only trying to explain to Nigerians not to expect miracles overnight.
People are not being paid for 8 months. And how do the government, the responsible government in a state like ours, expect people to live? We are appealing, and I repeat, we are appealing that the government should do the needful at this appropriate time to ensure workers are paid. That is why they are there as government. And as such, for these 8 months, we have tried to maintain peace and we have tried to maintain industrial harmony. As I'm speaking to you, there's no official communication to anybody that we're on strike. But of course, we cannot work. The hospital is down. Everybody is down. There's no way we can actually work as professionals.
The government is, however, urged to concentrate on how to bring the nation out of its present economic woes in order to ensure that the masses enjoy good governance. Rashid, CoreTV News, Oshogbo.
As part of effort to move the People's Democratic Party forward, its governors will meet in Abuja on Monday to discuss ways of getting a new national chairman for the party. The meeting, which will be presided over by the chairman of the forum, who is also the governor of Ondo State, Olusegun Mimiko, is expected to discuss how to get a substantive chairman for the party. The party's former national chairman, Adamu Muhazu, was pressurized to resign by some members of the party, including governors, following the disastrous outing of the party during the last general election. Since his untimely exit on May 20, the deputy national chairman of the party, Uche Secondus, has been acting as the national chairman of the now opposition party. The party is, however, said to be looking at the Northwest Zone to get Mohazi's replacement due to its zoning formula. Kaduna State Government is to begin biometric verification of all civil servants on its payroll from Wednesday, 24 June 2015. The exercise, according to the government officials, is to provide the LRFI administration an accurate and reliable record of its personnel numbers and clean up its payroll. Special Assistant Media and Publicity to the Governor, Samuel Aruwen, said in a statement that the data collected from the exercise will enable the government to determine monthly expenditure in all the ministries and agencies. A circular signed by the head of service, Alisabatu Dada Onazi, said that the biometric registration exercise will be conducted simultaneously in Kaduna, Kafanchan, and Zaria. The head of service directed that civil servants should physically appear before the verification team for screening, as well as collection of their salary checks for the month of June 2015. Governor Akinwumi Ambode of Lagos State on Thursday approved the construction of the pedestrian bridge at Ojodu-Beji bus stop. The governor also visited some of the major traffic points in the metropolis. Ambode, who spoke at Dokbemu in Agbado Okiodo local council development area after an inspection, said that his administration will provide solutions to traffic snails in the state. The Consumer Protection Council, CPC, has launched an investigation into the operations of MultiChoice Nigeria, owners of DSTV, based on complaints of alleged consumer rights violations. The council said in a notice of commencement of investigation signed by its Director General Dupe Atoki that it has been undaunted with a barrage of consumer complaints alleging wide-range abuse of subscribers' rights. The regulatory agency noted that despite its earlier interventions in form of meetings with the satellite company, telephone and written respondents, complaints have been pouring in unabated against the company. According to the notice of investigation, CPC noted that there are claims that the DSTV service does not conform with international best practice and is specifically designed to exploit Nigerian consumers. It's pointed out that the consumer complaints against DSTV include poor quality of service, such as incessant disruption of service without compensation, while subscription is current abrupt disconnection of service during subsistence subscriptions, monthly subscriptions lasting less than 30 days, and poor redress mechanism and customer services. Others, it said, include poor implementation of decoder swap policy and effective price increase for subscriptions despite payment before due date of increase. The council disclosed this its investigation would involve receiving relevant evidence and documents from complainants, MultiChoice satellite broadcast experts, and any pertinent witnesses, including relevant sector regulators. We take a break now, and when we come back, we'll be back with more stories. Do well to stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digi 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Welcome back. For more news and information, do well to visit our social media platform, facebook.com/CoreTV News, and our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG. Visit our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoreTV Space News. As part of its effort to reduce the spread of sickle cell anemia and raise support for it, a non-governmental group took to the street of Lagos on Saturday in a work as a mark of support for the World Sickle Cell Day. They encourage Nigerians not to discriminate against those living with the condition.
God has made everybody beautiful, and everybody has a right to life, and there's no reason for us to stigmatize anybody. Like we've been saying, you know, being a sickle cell person does not mean that you don't have a right to live. you don't have a right to have a lovely life. So I think we should just give them, you know, all the support they need to live life, to enjoy themselves, and to achieve whatever dream they want to achieve.
And what we'll say to people out there, don't stigmatize anybody living with sickle cell. It's not a death sentence. They live a normal life with good care. And we hope that as it goes on, the awareness for it will get stronger by the day.
I want to criticize everybody that is doing, making the patients of sickle cell feel like a very special people. No, they are not. They're like every one of us. And it's a great pleasure for me to be here to share in this awareness program so we can actually let the whole public know how best to tackle these kind of situations, how best to prevent it, how best to cut it down.
Living with sickle cell is not a death sentence, and it's also important that you don't stigmatize against people with sickle cell, as well as it is also important to know your genotype so that when you get into relationship, you don't encounter having children with sickle cell.
Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has held an emergency meeting with heads of security agencies in the state as part of effort to contain the security challenges in some part of the state. A government statement explained that the governor and others reviewed the security situation in the state following attacks in Katsak and Damburnu villages in Jema and Burin Gwari local government areas. It also afforded them the opportunity to collect first-hand details from the site of the latest attacks. Arrangements was made for adequate deployment of security personnel, while they also stressed the importance of partnerships among traditional rulers, religious leaders and other critical stakeholders in strengthening intelligence gathering. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has named former Chief of Defense Staff Martin Luther Agwai to head a committee charged with the responsibility of stamp out communal attacks in the southern part of the state. Special Assistant Media and Publicity to the Governor Samuel Aruwan said in a statement that the committee is part of the government's multidimensional approach to finding lasting solutions to the killing spree in the area. The committee is to, among others, identify socio-political and economic factors that promote existing conflicts in southern Kaduna and advise government on measures to address them. It is to also explore reconciliation among and between communities in the area. The committee has 30 days within which to complete its assignment and submit its report. In a holy solemnization on Saturday, Ebonlomo Adekunle and Nifemi Oguntoye, both of CoreTV News, tied the nuptial knot in a grand celebration of love in Lagos. Emmanuel Ajayi has more in this love story.
It's a day of joy as Nifemi Oguntoye hooks Ebonlomo Adekunle in holy matrimony. Speaking at the church service, the presiding pastor charges the couple to live in love beyond all challenges of life. The hall filled to the brim at the reception, which ushers in the latest couple of the day. Friends and families have this to say.
They should encourage each other. They know themselves well too well. They shouldn't allow anything to put them apart.
I know that marriage has got different things in it. You need to be patient with one another. I wish them the best. I wish them many, many children and more celebrations.
It's been a beautiful time. We had great times together. It's been so awesome. I say the blessing of the God resting on the two of them is so eminent. I pray the grace of God will keep the two of them. It's been a fantastic moment.
I pray that God of heaven will give them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and we teach them the way they should go in life.
My advice for them is to love each other. And one thing is important in marriage, that is trust. They should trust each other and believe in each other.
Marriage must be tested, and those tested period are rough roads. So if the road is rough, they should be patient enough, because no matter how, they will soon enjoy their marriage. They will soon experience smooth road.
And they should hold on unto God, because God is the foundation. Without Him, there's no way. Let them hold on to Him, and they can never regret their marriage.
Now it is the turn of the couple.
I can't imagine a day without her. We've worked together, we've served together, we've lived together, and she looks new to me every day. And I believe that was what informed my decision to spend the rest of my life with me.
Of course, I just said he's the best man in the world. I couldn't ask for more. It's not because it has turned a cliche. It's because we play together, we can say anything together. I don't see him as a different person. I've not been able to hide anything from him. Even sometimes when I want to surprise him, I have to try hard because it's my confidence.
Manuel Ajayi, CoreTV News, Lagos.
We take another break, and when we come back, we'll be back with sport, business, and news from outside Nigeria. Stay tuned.
Lapcon have naked, that's a sign of protest, saying that things are not good.
Women share the most amazing thoughts.
When it's close to the time, our people will protest
on national issues.
That was their own point. That was an accident. That is different.
And they do it
Politics is about being a servant.
passionately.
Without a woman, there will be no success at all.
Sharing the adorable word of women.
There are some women who have what it takes.
In politics.
Margaret Thatcher, Iron Lady. When she's too soft, she's too soft.
Only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back, and from outside Nigeria, Chadian Prime Minister Kazim Dube on Friday said following the recent Boko Haram attack and 2 suicide blasts in the capital in Jama, which killed 37 people, government would commence rounding up of foreigners in that country. The premier did not give details on whom the raids would target and where. He said those detained would be placed at centers in Bagasola on the shores of Lake Chad. Durbet said the North Central African country wanted to get rid of terrorists once and for all. According to him, Chadian government had early announced all the security measures, such as ban on an article of clothing that covers the entire body and on public gatherings. Al-Shabaab fighters have killed at least 8 officers in a raid on a police station near the capital, a police official said. Al-Shabaab, which wants to topple the Western-backed government in Mogadishu, claimed responsibility for the raid on Afogil town, 30 kilometers southwest of Mogadishu. The group's military operations spokesman, Shekel Abadis Abu Musab, said the fighters had killed 12 officers in the raid on the Afgil police station. In the past, Al-Shabaab has exaggerated the number of soldiers it has killed, while officials have played down losses. The attack came just after days after security forces foiled an attempt by Al-Shabaab fighters to launch a suicide attack on a political conference in the central Somali town of Adado, I beg your pardon, killing 3 gunmen and the driver of a car packed with explosives. Shooting suspect Dylan Roof was ordered to remain in custody on 9 murder charges on Friday at an emotional bond hearing during which relatives of the victims expressed their grief. Roof's attorney, public defender Ashley Penston, said a 21-year-old client was prepared to accept the no-bond agreement. Judge James Gosnell set the court hearing in the case for October 23. Roof appeared in court via video link and was seen standing quietly through the hearing, providing brief answers to the judge's questions. Relatives of the 9 victims were invited to speak at Friday's hearing. Several broke down in tears as they spoke of their loss, but also said they forgave Roof. In their first public reaction to the fatal shooting, the family of Roof released a statement offering sympathy to the victims. Early on Friday, Roof was charged with 9 counts of murder and 1 count of possession of a firearm. The charges came hours after he confessed to carrying out the attack. And now to business. As Nigerians grapple with the challenge of epileptic power supply, experts put the annual spending on the purchase of petrol and diesel for running generators by Nigerians at 3.5 trillion naira, amounting to 17.5 trillion in the past 5 years under former President Goodluck Jonathan administration. With huge potential for increased sale of generators, importers have turned the country into a dumping ground, fleecing the citizens of their money while supplying substandard generators to them. According to the President Good Governance Initiative, a non-government organization, Festus Misagu, research conducted by the group showed that the manufacturing sector spends over 800 billion naira yearly on generators. He added that in the banking sector, each branch spends over 4 million naira on diesel in a month. And at the home front, an average family man spends between 60,000 and 100,000 naira in a month on fuel, apart from the maintenance. The National Bureau of Statistics put the total number of SMEs in the country at over 17 million, many of which rely on generators to run their businesses as the country continues to grapple with their abysmal low power supply. Another crisis of confidence seems to be brewing between the Nigerian Football Federation and national team coach Stephen Keshi, as the federation has promised that it will be investigating the national team coach's alleged application to be coach of the Ivory national team despite being employed. Though Keshi has denied applying for the job, the Ivorian Football Federation has, however, in bold move published the names of every man that has declared interest to replace Evned as the coach of the Elephants, including Stephen Keshi, who is still employed by Nigeria, having signed a new deal in April. The Ivorian Federation disclosed last Friday that 60 coaches are in the run to succeed AFCON winning coach. The coaching position of the Ivorian national team has been left vacant after the Frenchman quit to return to football with French League One side Lascaux Lille in May. The FIFA, after closing doors to application last Monday, has released the complete list of 60 applicants, with Yalato Suli the only local coach to have submitted a CV. Suli has been coaching club side Sony ELA Ngwama in Equatorial Guinea. A quite surprising name to have popped up in the list as having declared interest in the job is Keshi, who had only got re-employed as coach of the Super Eagles team 2 months ago. The FIFA submitted the list of candidates to a Benjamin Dej-led commission to prune down to a subtle list of 5 coaches, from which 3 final candidates will be presented to the Federation's Executives Committee for final selection. The Ivorian Football Federation intends to announce Evrened's successor at the beginning of July. And other sports stories. Nigeria and Seattle Sounders striker Obafemi Martins is promised to return to action as soon as possible, despite being ruled out for a period of between 3 to 6 weeks after suffering abductor injury. The former Inter Milan forward was injured in the U.S. Open game Tuesday night as the defending champion Sounders crashed out by losing to Portland Timbers 3-1. After extra time, he then underwent an MRI the following day, which revealed the extent of the injury. The 30-year-old thanked his fans for the love and kind words. Following his injury, the former Newcastle United striker only recently came back from a broken nose and has also missed time with a facial contusion this year. Martin's injury will be a huge loss for the Sounders for the next month and a half to 2 months, especially as striker partner Clint Dempsey has been suspended for 3 games by Major League Soccer and fined after a tour of the referee's notebook during the U.S. Open Cup game. Martins, who arrived in Seattle back in March 2013 from Levant and made an immediate impact, has established himself as one of the most dangerous players in the league with his speed, skill and goal-scoring ability. Despite being limited to 12 appearances across all competitions this season, Martins has scored 8 goals to go along with 4 assists. And that's a wrap on the news at 4. Thanks for watching. I remain Omotayo Alo. Bye for now.